Hi you three, Miss Hibbins here. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn about how to write a prediction. And the text that I'm going to be using is The Frog Princess. Alright, so if you're not sure what a prediction is, it's a little bit of a guess of what you think might happen or what's going to happen. Now the main thing to remember is that we aren't going to open the book. All we're going to do is we're going to be using the information from the front, and that's all. Now, I know that you're going to be using a different title, and yours will be about the girl and the robot. But if you use the same strategy that I use, I'm sure your prediction will be amazing. So the first thing to do is I'm going to write down the title on some paper, and I'm going to make a little bit of a mind map. I'll show you what this looks like. So I've started my mind map and I've just written the title in the middle of the page. I've copied the correct spellings and I'm using a bit of green just to make it a little bit brighter. If you've got any colours that you can use around the house, go for it. Get creative. Put some colour into the scene. Next thing I'm going to do is the 5 W's. I'm going to do who, what, when, where, why. I'm going to write that around my mind map in another colour. So just finishing this. Now you can see I've got my 5 W's, and now we can start using this information to help make my plan for my prediction. How exciting. Now I'm just thinking the first section I'm going to fill in is the who, because I know that I've got the Frog Princess. So I'm going to write that one down, just bullet point. Alright, the Frog Princess. We know that that character will definitely be in the story. Now I'm thinking, what other characters could there be in this story? And I'm going to continue writing them down. Just four possible characters that might be in there. Because there's a princess, I'm going to write a queen. I'll have a king in my prediction, and for the last one I might have a prince. Alright, so I've just bullet pointed those ones underneath the subheading who. Alright, my 5 characters. The next one I'm going to do is the where, so the setting. Where could this be? Now, if I know that it's a princess, I'm going to say castle. It might be happening at a castle. Another place where it could be, if it's a frog princess, maybe in a forest, where you might find frogs in a forest. And for one more bullet point, I might write a village. So you can see there. So I've done my who, just bullet points, and down here I've done my where, just bullet points again. Always looking at what information I've got. So I'll just keep looking back at this. Frog princess, frog princess. The next section I'll do is the what. I'm finishing writing in this section of my plan. I did have a little bit of time to think about what I wanted to write, and I decided that the problem in this story is that the princess got turned into a frog because she didn't clean her room. Alright, so I filled in this section here for the what, and then I've also added down here for the why. Now, why she got turned into a frog was because her parents, the king and the queen, wanted her to learn a lesson. Alright, they didn't want her to think that she didn't have to do any cleaning up at all, because when you get older, you do have to clean up. Oh. And for the section as to when this story is happening, I thought it could be a long time ago. And now I'm looking and I've got, okay, the castle and the forest that I put in the where section. I know how I'm going to put that into my prediction. I know that I haven't used the prince in anything, but I'm going to leave it there because I might use that character later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this plan and I'm going to write a paragraph of my prediction of what this story could be about. So I've now finished writing my prediction for the story, and I haven't used all of the information I put on my plan, but that's okay. That's absolutely fine. And I also added a different character, but that's fine as well. So I thought I'd read it to you. I started the paragraph with my prediction. Alright, so my prediction for the Frog Princess is based on a story a long time ago in a tall castle next to a forest. Alright, so I've said when, it's a long time ago, and I've started with where it is as well. So we know it's in a tall castle next to a forest. The king and queen who live in this castle have 2 children named Max and Samantha, making them a prince and a princess. So now we're talking about the characters that I am predicting will be in the story. Princess Samantha is a very lazy person who makes everyone else do her chores. Her parents were sick and tired of asking her to clean her room. The king and queen decided to ask the village fairy for some help with their daughter. So that's the extra character I have added, the village fairy. The village fairy gave them a magic potion which they put in cookies, so Princess Samantha would eat the potion. When she did eat the cookies, she had a tingle sensation, and when she went to tell her mum and dad, she made a croaking noise, just like a frog. Princess Samantha was so upset she hopped out of the castle and to the forest. Alright, so that's my paragraph, but I'm not finished yet. The next part is to try and make it better. So I'm going to, with a different coloured pen, I'm going to read through it and think, do I need to change any words to make them more exciting, add some more detail maybe? I'm going to double check my spellings, my capital letters, and my punctuation, so my full stops, exclamation marks, alright, because I want to make sure that I do a really good job at writing my prediction. Here you can see where I've changed things. You can see that with the red pen. I've added some extra adjectives in there. So I've got the strong castle and the mysterious forest. I also added that the children are young, so just adding that little bit more detail. Crossed a few things out and changed some words. So instead of using the word very, I used extremely. I changed one of the pronouns, her, to Samantha. Fixed one of my spellings, added more detail about the cookies, making sure I've got my commas, and changing some other words down there at the end. I hope that my video has helped you in writing and creating your prediction, following that planning process, then writing and editing at the end to make it amazing, to the best that it could be. Remember to be creative. Think about all the different places that you could make your prediction, the different types of characters that you could have in there. Remember, it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be wrong, alright? It can be lots of different things. Main thing is to try to use the information from the title and just be creative as possible.